Now, this type of absolute value problem probably looks a lot more intimidating because you have all these numbers on the outside and then all this stuff going on the inside. But we don't want to panic. We just want to start by trying to isolate those absolute value bars, which means really, I don't really care what's going on inside of here until I have it isolated. So kind of in my head even, I'm almost thinking of this problem from the get-go as like maybe like 3 times something plus 5 equals 50. So whatever steps I might take to isolate this A, I'm going to use those same steps. And actually, when I first learned this, I probably imagined a gigantic A hanging out over this absolute value. I kind of pictured this in my head. Um, and then once that A was by itself, then I kind of focused on what this was. So if to do something like this, I'd be like, okay, if I were solving this, I would definitely subtract 5 from both sides first. And that's what I'm going to do here. Subtract 5 from both sides first. Um, so I have 3 times whatever the heck is inside of here. I'm not even worrying about it. I'm just copying it down. And then 50 minus 5 is 45. Now you might be tempted to take this 3 and distribute it like this, like the old distributive property. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. What we are going to do is just we're working order of operations backwards. So just like if I were working this problem, and I subtracted that 5, and I had 3a equals 45, the next thing I would do is divide by 3. So that's what I'll do here. I'll divide by 3. I'll divide by 3. And I'm left with the absolute value of 2x minus 1 equals whatever 45 divided by 3 is. Now here's where things get a little bit different. Just like before, now that the absolute value is isolated, the next thing to do is whatever is inside of that absolute value, whatever this is, hello, whatever this is, its absolute value has to be 15. That means that this 2x minus 1 could equal 15 because the absolute value of 15 is 15, or that 2x minus 1 could equal a negative 15, right? So whatever's inside of here, you're going to set it equal to this number, and whatever's inside of here, set it equal to the opposite of that number. Either 2x minus 1 equals 15 or 2x minus 1 equals negative 15. And then from here, it's just like your normal steps. These are problems that you're very comfortable with. Um, this one on the left, we're going to add 1 to both sides. If I add 1, I get 2x equals 16. Once I divide by 2, I get x equals to 8. Or on the second equation, if I add 1 to both sides, this time these guys are enemies, so they make a negative 14. And then dividing by 2 gives me x equals negative 7. So our two answers are x equals 8, negative 7. I think Alex wants you to include multiple answers by separating them with a comma, so that's why I wrote it that way. Um, but yeah, try the next example, look at the answer, and if it doesn't make sense, watch the video.